Alright, guys, so I just finished episode 2 of Ranking of Kings, and I'm speechless. So, I already knew that Kage probably had a sad backstory because, modern day anime just does that. But I was not expecting the amount of sacrifice and betrayal and just yearning for warmth and love, literally in the second episode. So, we start off with a little slight introduction or reintroduction of Prince Boji. We're reminded that he's deaf and mute, and then we immediately go into a cutscene of the Shadow Clan being massacred and murdered by a bunch of knights. And we see actually baby Kage and his mom. And although it's heartwarming, his mom isn't really much in the episode besides a few flashbacks because she ends up dying in the very beginning. And Kage has to be on his own. Despite everything life throws at Kage, he is such a pure-hearted character. If you see in the beginning, you'll see that Kage has this toy given by his mom, and he carries it with him everywhere. And despite him being famished and hungry, he exchanges that toy, that last bit of memory of his mom, for an apple, and he gets beaten up for it, and that destroyed me. And after he gets beaten up and then gets left in the alleyway, he gets met by this man. And the man ends up becoming a drunkard, gambler, thief, and ends up, quote unquote, housing him for a little bit. And with just a little glimpse of love or some paternity care, Kage ends up wanting to give everything back to that man. So, with the use of Kage's power, Kage ends up scoring big for the thief. And despite everything that he gave, the man sacrifices Kage, puts him up to the police, then shoos him away when Kage tries to come back the next day. Despite all that treatment, despite everything that he gave back, or despite the way he just sees him. The man ends up quickly dying later on in the episode, and there's already a flashback. Kage just sees him as everything in his life, almost replacing his mother despite just giving him away. So we flash forward into the modern time where Kage meets up Boji, and then Kage ends up seeing Boji and Daida fight. And for some reason, the hierarchy does not enjoy the way Boji fights. So you'll see that Boji ends up having to stop the way he's fighting because it's not considered courageous. And Daida just pummels him, pummels him, pummels him, pummels him, and he's about to do a final finishing fatality blow. And without a second thought, Kage ends up running out there, almost blowing his cover until they throw in the towel or the spear. And now, with Prince Boji destroyed mentally and physically, Kage reveals himself, and not this time, not stealing his clothes. And well, I'll just let this final clip play by itself because this just drew me in, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the series. But go ahead and enjoy this very sad, heartwarming clip. お前の味方になりたいんだ。俺本気で言ってんだぞ。本気だぞ。ボッチ。お前の味方になりたいんだ。俺本気で言ってんだぞ。本気だぞ。ボッチ。